Hey, Frequency. I hope that you're all well. My name's Bianca, for those of you who don't know me. And I just wanted to give you some encouragement for today. So I'm going to read Psalm 23, which has really been encouraging me. It says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." So I really have been finding that verse very encouraging during this time, just knowing that God is with me and he comforts me. So I hope that you feel that way too. And just to be encouraged that no matter how many times we feel like we fail during our day, I know I've really been struggling with not having much structure in my day, and not having much routine, but just knowing that God is guiding me and he is with me, and he is with you guys too. So I just wanted to encourage you with that verse, and I encourage you to read it in your own time as well. But I hope that you are all well, and spending time with your families, and all the best for schoolwork and everything. But I'm thinking of you and praying for you, and I miss you guys a lot.
Hey guys, hope all of you are doing really well and enjoying your time at home. If you don't know me, I am Joel. I serve at Frequency on Friday nights with the grade nights. Just to say we're really missing you guys, and we're looking forward to seeing all of you back, whenever that may be. But also really enjoying this opportunity to journey with you guys through this time. I think it's a really incredible time and really amazing time to see God working now. I would just encourage you to keep your eyes peeled for miracles that God is doing in this time. I think there'll be some really cool stories that come from it. For me, I think there's two ways that God has been speaking to me in this time, and just want to encourage you guys in this as well. The first is in taking a Sabbath. So I just want to read from Exodus 20, verse 8. "Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. You are to labor 6 days and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. You must not do any work, you, your son or daughter, your male or female livestock, your livestock, or the resident alien who is within your city gates. For the Lord your God made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and everything in them, in 6 days. Then he rested on the seventh. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and declared it holy." We just really encourage you guys just to be enjoying your Sabbath on Sundays, or whenever you take your Sabbath during this time, and really taking advantage of the time you have with family. I think for me, during term time, I just get so caught up in varsity work that I spend all of my time focusing on it, and not enjoying time with those around me. And I think this is really cool opportunity to be really enjoying our time with family and friends, whoever you're staying with at this time, and not to really take it for granted and get frustrated with them, but rather have patience, and really recognize the gift that it is to be spending so much time with them. The second part that God's been speaking to me in, I'm just going to read from Mark chapter 1 verse 29 soon, just bear with me. "As soon as they left the synagogue, they went into Simon and Andrew's house with James and John. Simon's mother-in-law was lying in bed with a fever, and they told him about her at once. So he went to her, took her by the hand, and raised her up. The fever left her, and she began to serve them. When evening came, after the sun had set, they brought to him all those who were sick and demon-possessed. The whole town was assembled at the door, and he healed many who were sick with various diseases, and drove out many demons. And he would not permit the demons to speak, because they knew him." Guys, this is such a powerful, powerful image at this time. Simon's mother-in-law was sick with a fever, and with the fever would have also been contagious. Yet Jesus decides to touch her. It's such a powerful image, Jesus reaching out his hand to her. And at this time, she would have been excluded from the community. People would have considered her as sick. So as soon as you get sick, you would have been sort of isolated, to make sure everyone else doesn't get sick. So Jesus reaching out and touching her, that nature would have made anyone else dirty and made Jesus then need to be excluded. But this is such a welcoming environment of Jesus that he touches her, and she's healed, and she's allowed to be restored back into community. This is just one of the examples where Jesus just shows how important community is. So I'd really encourage you guys to be reaching out to those in your community, to just offer them a helping hand, whether it's a chat or a phone call. just be connecting with friends, those you know that may be frustrated with families or staying alone, or even aunts and uncles that you haven't spoken to a while. So I'd really encourage you guys to be speaking out to them. And yeah, just see what God's calling to you to in this time. Otherwise, I hope you guys are really enjoying your quiet times and time with Jesus in this time. See you soon. Cheers.
Hey guys. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Natalie and I am a leader for Frequency for Common Ground Rwanda Bosch. And Jono asked me to come on here and share a piece of encouragement with you guys, or something that I've learned during this lockdown, which is really cool and something that we definitely all need during this time. And honestly, the first thing that came to my mind, something that I've been reminded of a lot during lockdown and continue to remind myself, is how blessed we are as Christ followers. There's so much fear and anxiety and stress during this time that is building up among people from what they hear on the news and the media. Fear for finances, the health of their loved ones, the unknown of the future, and it is really, really stressful. But why we are so blessed as Christ followers is that we have a God who is looking after us. He is bigger than all of this. This is in fact all part of his plan. And we don't have to live in fear and stress or anxiety, because God, our Father, he is watching over us and he can see the path that we are following, and we are going to come out bigger and stronger and look back and be like, wow, this was all God's plan. And I know it's easier said than done, but that's the reality of it. So yeah, I'd really like to pray for all of you guys that every day you choose God over your fears, over your stress, and over your anxiety. And all you need to do is just put your trust and faith in him, that this is part of his plan and that he loves us so much. And this is in fact just a testing of our faith, and we're going to come out so much stronger. And yeah, whenever you are feeling stressed and anxious, just speak to someone or pray to God to take it away. I pray that he'll clear all your minds of any stress or anxiety, and that he'll fill it with peace and clarity and trust and his presence, because he is with all of us and he is guiding us, and there's no need to fear because he is right next to us all the time. So yeah, guys, I hope you remind yourself of these things during these next few weeks and months when you feel like fear and stress is building up in you. Cool, guys. I hope you have a good rest of your week.